What is up, RC enthusiasts? Today we're going to be putting some electronics in this guy so we can see this guy run pretty soon, because what I'm going to be using is already something I've used before on one of my other rigs. I just haven't been using that rig, so I just took the ESC from that one. So yeah, this one I'm going to be using for this rig. To power this guy, I'm going to be going with this right here. This is going to be a 1500 mAh 2-cell lithium ion battery, and that's what I'm going to use to power it. The ESC I'm going to use is going to be this guy right here. And this ESC already has a Dean's plug adapter connected to it. And it is a Hobbywing 1060 ESC. So it's an older one. So this is one of those I like to call oldie but goodie ESCs. You can't go wrong with one of these, especially if you don't mind the little humming sounds and stuff. You know, this is a solid ESC and already waterproof out the box. Well, I'm going to be using the Hobbyporter 007 transmitter. I believe that's what it's called. And the receiver that comes with that, which is already waterproofed and has a gyro. I don't need those functions really on this one because I don't think I'm going to run this one in water for now. Well, I guess it's nice to know that if the receiver gets dunked, at least nothing will happen to that. But anyway, yeah, put waterproof electronics in here and maybe we will see a water run with this. I mean, who knows? I like running in water, right? Well, let's get these electronics on there so I can show you what it's going to look like once this is all installed. Alright, so I'm just going to solder some of these right here on there. I'm going to use these big, too beefy for this kind of build for sure, but hey, I want as much power to get to this motor as possible to spin these tires, so I don't want these to be a weak point. So you can't go too big really, as long as you get some nice high quality wires like this one with the bullet connectors, so that way I don't have to solder anything on this end because this end already has bullet connectors on my ESC. Let's go ahead and tin this a little bit, get some more solder on here so we can grab those giant connectors. There you go, nice bead on there. Nice bead on there. I'll put the red one where it has the red right there because that should be the positive, but it doesn't matter if it's not, you can switch these around. Overkill wiring. Not sure if that's there. I can't see it behind the camera. I think it's already soldered on. Cool. Heavy duty wires. That can be a weak point now. Alright, so now we can connect our electronics to the rest of this truck. We're going to go ahead and plug in the motor wires. You can just put any wire in for now because you can reverse it later, since I'm using two different colors anyway on both sides. And then now we have to connect everything to the receiver. So this right here, the steering servo, you're going to put it on channel 1 with the brown part on the outer side of the shell right here because that's going to be the negative. And then your ESC to channel 2. That just goes on like so. And now we have both channels plugged in. Now we can plug in our battery just to check if everything's working right. And that's the reason we're doing this right now before buttoning it all up, because we want to make sure the steering is correct and everything is correct before we tidy this all up into the truck. So let's go ahead and let's check it out. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to turn on the transmitter first right here. There you go. So you can see the transmitter is on a brand new model name. Turn on the truck. Truck is on. Steering is going the right direction. Throttle. Ooh, going the right direction. Well, what do you know? I got lucky. Well, as you can tell, the steering is cocked to the left right there, because I centered this, and that's what I said in the earlier video, that you're going to have to change this later on because centering this just helps you from breaking this servo when you install it. So when you turn on the system for the first time, it's going to center itself, and if you pre-centered it at first, the chances of you breaking the gears inside your servo is going to be a lot less than you just connecting everything and turning it on. And next thing you know, this thing is at its limit already, and it just goes as far as it can go this way, and gears start snapping. And that's about it. So that's the only reason why I pre-center it first. Or you can center it off the truck first with the power and stuff on if you want to do it that way. That's another good way to do it. But I just showed you the easy way to do it just in case you didn't have your electronics ready yet. So you can just center it manually and get it as center as you can, so that when it does turn on, it goes straight to center. And hopefully it doesn't bind anywhere and break any gears. As you can tell right now, it's good. But if I go this way all the way, it'll bind for sure. So from here, I want to fine tune this linkage right here and move this. See that screw right there? I want to unscrew that screw right there, take the servo horn off, and then I want to move it. I want to cock it this way a little bit. So it's gonna face this way a little bit once it's on the straight position for the tires. When the tires are pointed straight, this actual servo horn is going to be cocked to that side a little bit, and that's going to help with bump steer, so the truck won't have any bump steer when you're driving around. Yeah, so that's a little hack I had with the WPL stuff since, you know, the beginning of my WPL adventures. But yeah, check it out if you want to see those older videos. And sorry if, you know, they're not that great, and I know my videos haven't got that much better, but for now I just want to share my, you know, my experiences with you guys, and hopefully this works for you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that screw off right now, then move this to the side a little bit, show you what that looks like, try to center these, and I'm also going to shorten this probably a little bit. Well, there you go, shorten this 2 more turns, and now that's to the side. As you can tell, the wheels are straight now, and I got about the same throw to both sides. See, the truck's not centered in the camera, so it doesn't seem like it, but you can trust me, the throw is about the same on both sides. See, now it looks a lot less on that side because I don't have it centered again. That's just how it is, cameras, but yeah, it's pretty even throw on both sides. And just throttle. Alright, let's get the body on this thing now that we know that it works good. We do have a lot of cogging though with the... I don't know if that's coming... Yeah, it has to be coming from the axles, the portal axles. Alright, so I'm going to want the ESC to be up here. And that's going to be the same for the receiver. And for the battery wires, they're going to go up in here. See that gap right there? They're going to go in there, and that's what leads it to this back tray right here. So that's where I'm going to put that. That's just going to go in there like this. Bring that gap. These are going to be double-sided tape like that, and I'm going to make sure the suspension is not hitting it in any way and everything fits proper after these are on like that, and that should be good. And obviously once this is down, the battery just goes and fits in here, and a 1500 milliamp 2S lipo that looks like this fits in this compartment pretty well with some room to spare. So that and the wires will go in there. Alright, now let me get this guy put together. I almost forgot to mention the lights. You can plug this into channel 3 or any channel that's open on there that will turn these on. So as soon as you plug the battery in or turn on the ESC, this should turn on too. So I'm going to plug these in. I'm going to put these 2 LEDs in the light buckets right here up front and plug this in to channel 3. Here we go, guys. It's all together right here. As you can tell, I have the Dean's plug popping out from back here. I screwed in these 2 tabs right here to hold the trunk in place a lot better. And the 2 screws up here just to hold the bumper better, so that way we have a little bit more support up there, because that bumper was just flailing around a little bit when you hit stuff. So now it's a lot more solid and everything's there. So let me plug the battery in there. Let's see how it looks like all together. There's some nice yellow lights, guys. Nice and scale. You can tell the truck kind of jittery a little bit. I think that's because of the axles themselves. Yeah, see, that's the front axle right there making that. The rear axle is a lot smoother. The front axle, it's what's doing all that jittering. So yeah, I think that's top speed right there. Oh! Accident report. Snorkel just unhooked itself. There you go, and I'm missing a little shackle down there somewhere. So this is how I ended up laying it out. I have the Hobbywing ESC right here, as you can tell, with the power switch attached to it. Just, you know, upside down underneath the body. You can't tell, you know, that it's there really unless you're really looking down there. And it's going to be a good airflow for that thing right there, and also good for draining water if you do water runs, because it's upside down, so that'll get the water out of there really good. And also same with the receiver, as you can tell in here, it's also upside down, so that way when water gets inside, same deal, it'll drain faster. And I couldn't put both of them up here because they were messing with the suspension, so I had to put the receiver up here and the ESC back here. And that's how my final setup went. And the giant wires obviously sticking back there, not getting in the way of anything. Well, there you go, guys. The best I can do is just keep running it, and hopefully the front end, you know, the gears bed in a lot better to each other and mesh a lot better after they break in a little bit. But you do have some slow control with this guy right here. Fake rock right here. See what it does? That's pretty quiet with this motor, this ESC combo 1060. Just a very little hum. Probably can't hear that when you're outdoors. Monster truck it. Yeah, well, there you go, guys. We have our portal axle C14 ready to go on the trails. Well, alright, guys, till the running video. You guys stay safe out there, have fun, and run that RC.